Good afternoon, everyone. My name is William Iannuzzi. I'm president of the Board of Education, and I'd like to call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Iannuzzi,
Here.
Miss Lewis,
Here.
Miss Ross, Miss Clayton Fernandez. Here. Miss Jacob,
Here.
Miss Klein,
Here.
Mr. Single,
Here.
Mr. Vega, Miss Williams.
Present.
A quorum is present.
Colleagues, can I get a motion and second to go immediately into executive session to meet with district council and discuss the employment history of particular persons, which may lead to the employment of a particular person?
So moved, Williams.
Second, Lewis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We should be returning around 7 o'clock to reconvene the public session of the meeting. Good evening, everyone. My name is William Iannuzzi, President of the Board of Education, and we're about to reconvene the public session of the meeting. Colleagues, can I get a motion to reconvene the public session of the meeting?
So move, Lewis.
Second,
Second.
second Clayton Fernandez.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Will we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So our first item on the agenda is the oath of office administered by the board to our second vice president, Ms. Roshni Ross. Are you ready? Let's go up here. We're gonna see. There we go. We're in this. It's okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Roshni Ross,
I, Roshni Ross,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Vice President of the Board of Education
of Vice President of the Board of Education
of the City School District
of the City School District
of the City of New Rochelle
of the City of New Rochelle
for the 2025-2026 school year,
for the 2025-2026 school year,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think you have to sign the big book with the clerk over there. Congratulations, Ms. Ross. We're really excited. Okay, next item on the agenda, everyone, is our Board of Education announcements. Do any of my colleagues have any announcements they would like to make? Ms. Williams?
Good evening, New Rochelle. I hope you're enjoying the rest of your summer. We're going to hit the ground running in September. And somebody reminded me of hashtag New Roche Strong during the pandemic. And thank you to everyone who are helping our students and our families prepare for a successful school year. Thank you for all of the free backpack giveaways so that our students are ready for September.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Any other of my colleagues have any announcements?
Yes, I just want to do a little shout out to the Lincoln Park Summer Classic. It was 49 teams and like 500 kids. Big thing for the community and just a lot of good feelings around sportsmanship and heat. But they had a great time. The kids they got to play in different teams, different categories with other kids from other counties. And it was just a good look for New Rochelle to host such a, heartfelt, passionate basketball team showdown. And special thanks to the big leader, Sean Oliver. That was his baby.
Thank you, Ms. Clayton Fernandez. Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Reynolds, I'll throw it over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Through the Board of Education, I wish you a hearty good evening. For those of us who are watching on this date and time, hopefully you are enjoying this beautiful weather. If you're watching at a future date, you missed a good day. For our knowledge, I just want to acknowledge our two new board members who have completed the Westchester Public School Boards Association Governance Seminar, which took place on Saturday, June 28th. This training fulfills the 6-hour governance training mandated by New York State. So we would like to firstly thank them for dedicating their own time to having that work being done. But let's acknowledge them with a round of applause for becoming certified. I think it's their first certification as board members. Congratulations. And I was told you received copies of your certificates, yes? Oh, it's okay, good. All right. Please be on the lookout for a public service announcement that should be coming out very soon, within the next day or two. But for those of us who are here, I think you can get a very special preview of what it is that will be shared by me when you see that recording. This year, our school district is introducing 2 new processes: a bell-to-bell restriction on electronic internet-enabled devices and new start times for our elementary students. Now, I know there's a lot of summer left, 2 weeks, so I know you're not ready to hear this yet, but now is the time for us to share this with you. And just to reinforce, we've already shared with the public. First, I'd like to detail the Board of Education's new electronic device policy. Policy 5695, the Students and Personal Electronics Devices Policy, brings our school district into compliance with a new state law that prohibits the use of internet-enabled personal electronic devices. Under this law, no internet-enabled personal devices will be permitted during the school day, and this includes free periods, lunch, and recess. This ban is meant to free students from distractions like social media and electronic devices, and to protect their mental health. These devices include cell phones, laptops, tablets, smartwatches, Angel Sense devices, and any other device that connects to the internet that is not provided for use by the school district. Students will have access to their district-issued devices such as Chromebooks. Students who need an electronic device for medical reasons, for translation, or other exempted activities will have access upon school district approval. Parents who need to contact their child during the school day can call the school office, or email their school administrator, or email their child's teacher, or email their child at their district-provided email address. Elementary school students are discouraged from bringing devices to school at all. If they do bring in a device, it must be turned off and kept in their backpack, their classroom teacher's storage container, or the student's cubby, or in the school office. Middle school students must turn off their devices and store them in their backpacks, their lockers, a homeroom device caddy, or a classroom caddy. High school students must turn off their devices and store them in their backpacks, lockers, a centralized device holder, a homeroom device caddy, a classroom caddy, or, once purchased by the school district, a district-provided individual pouch. No cell phones or electronic devices will be permitted to be brought into a classroom or exam location during testing. Devices will be collected as students enter the room and returned to them after testing. I encourage families to discuss this new policy and develop a plan for compliance, such as deciding where to store your child's device each day to ensure a distraction-free learning environment from the beginning of the day until the conclusion of the school day. Secondly, beginning in September, we will also implement new elementary school start times. Davis, Trinity, and Ward elementary schools will begin their instructional day at 8 a.m. and conclude their instructional day at 3:00 p.m. Barnard, Jefferson, Columbus, and Webster will begin at 8:45 a.m. and end their day at 3:45 p.m. As a reminder, all of our schools have free breakfast and lunch for every student. We would like to thank Governor Hochul for putting that into place and ensuring that our students are fed so that they can be in their best selves to learn. Parents and guardians may register for all before and after school programs that are available on the Boys and Girls Club website. That's at bgcnr.org. Registration is now open, and it will be open until this Friday or until registration reaches capacity. There's also information on the club's website for middle and high school after-school programs and electives. And finally, our school year will begin on Tuesday, September 2nd. And that is for our teachers and administrators. That is our opening day and our superintendent's conference day on Tuesday, September 2nd. Only staff is required to come in, no students. School is not open for students yet. All schools will reopen on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. And this day is for students and staff, but all schools will be on a half-day schedule. And in the afternoon, we will have our superintendent's conference day, our half superintendent's conference day for our teachers and administrators. And with that, Mr. President, I have concluded my report and I turn the microphone over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Reynolds. Next up on our agenda is accepting minutes. Colleagues, can I get a motion and second to accept minutes of the Board of Education annual organizational meeting held on July 1st, 2025, and accept minutes of the Board of Education special meeting held on July 22nd, 2025. As submitted by the clerk and secretary of the Board of Education and submitted by the clerk pro tem to the Board of Education.
So moved
So-
Ross?
Second Williams.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'm gonna speed past the liaison reports because we haven't started any of our positions yet. All right, next up is public comment. I'm gonna read a short statement, and then we'll move into our first speaker of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to convene into the public comment period of the meeting. The Board of Education adopted Policy 1230 in April 2022 to ensure all members of the public had the opportunity to speak at both of our board meetings each month. We believe it is crucial for us to hear from our community members about their concerns and issues. Having said that, please note that the board is here to listen. The public comment period is not designed to be a discussion. Accordingly, understand the board will not respond to your concerns and questions tonight. We take your concerns and questions seriously and want to have sufficient time to process and research issues if need be. We will, however, respond to your questions and concerns at a future meeting or if the proper staff member get back to you at the appropriate time. I also want to point out that under state and federal privacy laws, we are unable to entertain any comments or questions about school personnel and students. Please know, however, that we take personnel concerns very seriously on these matters. On these matters, we would ask you to go through the appropriate administrative channels. Finally, we recognize that right now our nation and our community are polarized on a number of issues. That said, we want our school board meetings to serve as an example to our students that members of our school board and members of our community can deal with controversial issues in a civil manner and demonstrate mutual respect for one another. In that spirit, we'll insist that all speakers and members of the audience maintain civility and respect for any divergent views that others possess. We ask that speakers please address their comments to the board directly rather than the audience. In the unlikely event the meeting becomes unruly, the board will recess the meeting and return once order has been restored. Finally, I want to remind everyone that you may submit written comments to the board in lieu of speaking during the public comment period if you so choose. Tonight, we've set aside 45 minutes for public comment, where each speaker who is signed up before 3:30 today has 3 minutes to speak. If a person requests to speak after 3:30, speakers may sign up in person at the meeting with the clerk and will be afforded the opportunity to speak. Our first speaker of the night is Mr. Vincent Malfitano.
Well, good evening, Vince Malfitano. A couple of things. On the cell phone policy, if I heard you again correctly, Superintendent, about the ban of cell phones being brought into classrooms during testing. Your email to me talks about state exams, but I don't think you clarified that this evening. During a regular teacher's exam, can a student bring their cell phone into the classroom in their backpack? I didn't hear that. So is it just during state exams, it must be in the backpack in the hallway, or during any exam? Another thing, in terms of taking possession of someone's cell phone, your email to me, and I just read it now, it says that the school teachers don't take possession of the cell phones. From what I heard, you say the policy is the cell phone will be in the backpack or in a caddy in the classroom. Well, the caddy is under the supervision of the teachers, correct? So I'm assuming that that means it's under the teacher's control. But beyond that, if a kid is walking in the hallway with his cell phone and the security officer sees the kid with the phone, maybe I missed it. I didn't see any clear instructions in your policy as to what's supposed to happen. Did they tell the kid, put it in your backpack? Do they take it from the kid if he's using it? So I'd like to know. But one of the troubling aspects of the policy is, and you stated again, the school is disclaiming any responsibility for the liability of any damage or loss of the cell phone if it's taken into possession by the school for any reason. That's unacceptable. If someone takes my property and holds it, they are now responsible to care for it. Now, if you're telling me the boys in Albany gave you a pass on that, well, then I guess, it comes under the ambit of elections have consequences. But I hope you can make that clear to the public that if your kid brings their phone to school and somehow it gets taken, and then the $1,000 phone gets lost or broken, we're not responsible. That's not being a good neighbor, I don't think. So I think we need to look at that and really come to a better understanding. But please clarify the issue of what is a security officer or anyone supposed to do if they see a kid using their cell phone and then they say, no, I need to use it now, or they're asked to give it up and they don't. So, more fleshing out needs to be done. And I do hope you can come up with something that we can all understand. But the liability issue, well, maybe it comes under the guise of, well, let them sue us.
Thank you, Mr. Malfitano. Would anybody else like to sign up for public comment tonight? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to our new business consent agenda personnel resolutions. Colleagues, can I get a motion and second to approve consent agenda for personnel resolutions number 26-104, 1 through 1, number 26-105, 1 through 5, number 26-106, 1 through 31, number 26-107, 1 through 9, and number 26-108, 1 through 26, according to the recommended action for each item.
So moved, Ross.
Second, Lewis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is our new business consent agenda for general resolutions. Now, colleagues, I'm going to break this up into two because the last resolution I will be abstaining from because it has to do with a contract with my job, the Boys and Girls Club. Colleagues, can I get, so this is the regular resolutions, this is not the one that I'm abstaining from. Can I get a motion and second to approve consent agenda for general resolutions number 26-109 through number 26-122, according to the recommended action for each item?
So moved, Lewis.
Second, Clayton Fernandez.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And Vice President Lewis, I'll let you call the last resolution.
Hi, all. Can I have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 26-123?
So moved, Williams.
Second in Vega.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstains?
Abstain.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, September 4th. It's 6 o'clock here at the Linda Kelly Theater. Our first full day of school. Tonight, we are adjourning in memory of Linda Alexander, a retired district cleaner who passed away on June 11th, 2025. Colleagues, can I get a motion and second to adjourn the meeting?
So moved, Lewis.
Second, Ross.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Good night, everyone.